welcome to my video about Eritrea and Ethiopia, two countries in East Africa that have a complex and fascinating history. In this video, I will explore their relationship, their natural resources, their economic development, and their current challenges. Eritrea and Ethiopia were once part of the same empire, but they became separate states after a long and bloody war. They fought again over a disputed border, which resulted in thousands of deaths and millions of refugees. They signed a peace deal in 2018, which opened the border for the first time in 20 years, allowing people to reconnect and trade. However, the border soon closed again due to political uncertainty and security concerns. Eritrea and Ethiopia have different natural resources that affect. Eritrea and Ethiopia are two countries in East Africa that share a turbulent history and a disputed border. Both of them have different natural resources that affect their economy and politics. Which one is richer in terms of natural resources? Eritrea is a small country that borders the Red Sea and has a coastline of over 1,000 kilometers. Eritrea has 126 islands, the most important of which is the Dahlak Archipelago, which is a site of biodiversity and tourism. Eritrea has a large amount of mineral resources such as copper, gold, granite, marble, potash, oil, and gas. However, exploiting these resources faces major challenges due to political and security conflicts and international sanctions imposed on Eritrea for human rights violations and support for armed groups in the region. Ethiopia is a large country that covers more than 1 million square kilometers. Ethiopia is famous for being the cradle of ancient Ethiopian civilization and Islam in Africa. Ethiopia has the largest population in Africa after Nigeria, about 112 million people. Ethiopia is known for producing coffee, which accounts for more than a quarter of its exports. It also grows other crops such as corn, wheat, barley, and sugar. Ethiopia has huge water resources, especially in the Blue Nile River, which is part of the Nile Basin. Ethiopia uses this water to build large dams for generating electricity, such as the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam, which is considered the largest dam in Africa and the second largest in the world. However, building these dams causes controversy with neighboring countries such as Egypt and Sudan, who fear its impact on their water sources. In addition, Ethiopia has important mineral resources such as gold, silver, platinum, iron, and phosphate. It is hard to determine which of the two countries is richer in terms of natural resources, because it depends on how to measure wealth and value. If we rely on the quantity and diversity of resources, Ethiopia may have an advantage over Eritrea because of its larger size and population. However, if we rely on the quality and accessibility of resources, Eritrea may have an edge over Ethiopia because of its strategic location on the Red Sea and its potential for oil and gas exploration. What do you think? Which country do you think is richer in natural resources? Share your thoughts in the comments section below. Eritrea and Ethiopia have distinct climatic conditions that impact their natural resources. Eritrea experiences a hot and dry climate in coastal and lowland areas, while Ethiopia experiences a tropical monsoon climate with variations in temperature and rainfall. This climate influences the type and distribution of vegetation, wildlife, and soil in both countries. Eritrea has a rich biodiversity, including endemic and endangered species of plants and animals. It has protected areas like the Dahlak Marine National Park, Hawakal Bay National Park, and Seminawi Bari National Park. Ethiopia, on the other hand, has a diverse and unique biodiversity, with around 6,000 species of plants, 277 species of mammals, 861 species of birds, 201 species of reptiles, 63 species of amphibians, and 200 species of fish. It has established national parks and wildlife sanctuaries to protect its natural resources. Eritrea has abundant solar energy potential due to its high radiation and long sunshine hours, while Ethiopia has enormous hydroelectric power potential due to its numerous rivers and waterfalls. It has also built dams and power plants to generate electricity for domestic use and export to neighboring countries. Despite their natural resources, Eritrea and Ethiopia face challenges such as environmental degradation, climate change, population growth, poverty, conflict, and governance that may affect their sustainable management of these resources. To address these challenges, they need to adopt policies and practices that balance their development needs with their environmental conservation goals. Eritrea and Ethiopia utilize their natural resources for economic development in various ways. Eritrea uses mineral resources like copper, gold, and potash to attract foreign investment and generate revenue. The Bisha mine, a joint venture between Eritrea and Australia, is the largest source of income for the country. The Kalyalai Potash Project, a joint venture between Eritrea and Australia, is expected to produce 472,000 tons of potash per year for the global fertilizer market. Ethiopia uses its water resources, such as the Blue Nile River, to produce hydroelectric power and export electricity to neighboring countries. The Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam, under construction, is the largest hydroelectric power plant in Africa and exports electricity to Djibouti, Sudan, Kenya, and Somalia. Eritrea also uses its fertile soil and coastal location to develop its agriculture and fisheries sectors. Eritrea's livestock sector includes cattle, sheep, goats, camels, and poultry. Ethiopia's diverse biodiversity and cultural heritage promotes its tourism industry. Popular tourist destinations include the Simien Mountains National Park, the Lalibela rock-hewn churches, and the Danakil Depression. However, Eritrea and Ethiopia face challenges such as environmental degradation, climate change, population growth, poverty, conflict, and governance that may affect their sustainable management of these resources. Therefore, they need to adopt policies and practices that balance their development needs with their environmental conservation goals.